Hey, welcome back to my channel, Esther the SD, and I'm Esther. Today we're going to be talking about eyelash extensions, and you're going to learn everything you need to know about them. Let's go ahead and jump right in. So I'm going to break up this semi-lengthy video into 3 parts. The first thing is we're going to talk about what they are. So eyelash extensions can oftentimes look like this. They can be made out of mink. They can be artificial. And when they're artificial, there's a varying degree as to how soft and delicate they feel. And then some can feel pretty plasticky. So just because they're not mink, it does not mean that they're gonna feel terrible, because it's great to be cruelty-free if that's what you're feeling. So your lash artist can use a variety of tweezers, straight tweezers, tweezers with slight slants, with more of a slant. There's a lot of tweezers out there, and each lash artist has their own preference, and they use these tweezers to isolate your one natural lash, and then they use another tweezer to add the artificial lash onto your isolated natural lash with the glue, and then you move on to the next section. I have plenty of pictures and videos of how you put on eyelash extensions, like the experience, in case you want to know more. I have it all on my Instagram, which is at esther.the.sd. So go check me out over there and feel free to follow, because I'd love to have you. Eyelash extensions, there are classic like these, classic, where it is one, let's use this one. That's like gonna be impossible to see, I know. One tiny little lash. And then volume lashes are one tiny little lash multiplied into a little fan. And these artificial lashes, so we'll see, this is the artificial lash. This is your natural lash. This is the lash line. An artificial lash gets placed at the base of your natural lash and then gets extended out. When it gets placed, it's just a matter of the lash artist using some professional lash glue. There are a lot of brands out there. There's some great ones made for sensitive eyes, non-sensitive skin, some with longer retention rates. It runs the gamut. There's a lot in there. You will find that just like your hair on your head or on your arm or wherever it might be, your hair grows in a cycle, and after it's done growing and it wants to go away, it will shed. The same thing happens for your eyelash. So after time, you'll find that your eyelash extensions are not as full. Kind of like mine are right now. Mine are not very full because my natural lashes have been shedding with the artificial lash. It just is what it is, which is why you hear a lot of people who do have eyelash extensions needing to go in and get a feel. It's nothing to do with the way that the lash was placed or the glue that they used. It's just, we lost a natural lash, thus we lost an artificial lash. So we need to just get more. Very simple. Now, when you're thinking about getting eyelash extensions for the first time, it's called a full set. So all of your natural lashes that can take a lash enhancement are going to get one. And it can take some time. It can take anywhere from 2 to 5 hours, depending on your lash artist. If it's a new lash artist who's been starting out, more than likely the appointment's going to take some time. It's going to be a longer appointment. If it's a lash artist who's been doing this for years, don't be surprised if you get a full set done in just a little over an hour. It's a normal thing. It just all depends on how long they've been doing it, Has nothing to do with their skill set, because it's just like everything else. The more you do something, that extra repetition, it just builds your muscle memory and you just move faster naturally, is what it is. When you get to your lash appointment, you're going to lay down on your lash artist's table. They're going to clean and prep your lashes, and then they're going to tape down the bottom lashes. There's a variety of things that people use. They can use eyes patches in conjunction with tapes. There's a variety of tapes to use. Those who are sensitive, typically we just use tape for you, but we'll tape down here and then tape down here your bottom lashes so that they don't get blended in with your top lashes, because we want to avoid sticking an artificial lash on those bottom lashes. And then you're just going to keep your eyes closed, and your lash artist is just going to be attaching an artificial lash to every natural lash that can take one. So if your lashes, especially if you have a really fast hair growth cycle, we'll see that we have little bitty baby tiny lashes. They're so thin, they're so short. A good lash artist won't put a lash on them because there's nothing really there to be able to hold up an artificial lash. And then also you have lashes that are on their way out. So if a lot of times we can recognize them without having to do a little tester. But if I were to put an artificial lash onto a natural lash and your natural lash just started drooping, that means that lash should not have an artificial one, because it's on its way out and we don't want to compromise the integrity of your follicle, which is where your lashes grow. And we want to keep your follicles healthy so that you won't be one of those people who get artificial lashes and then when you get them removed, you have next to none of your natural lashes. So if you see a good lash artist, one who knows what she's talking about, or he knows what he's talking about, you're not going to run the risk of losing your natural lashes. And if you really want artificial lashes and you're seeing a new person and you're not too sure how good they are, you think they are, you're not sure, go ahead and take some extra precautions by using a lash growth serum. Grande Lash MD has a lash growth serum that is safe for natural lashes. The results are amazing. It's the best that I've seen, where your lashes are actually just growing on your lash line and not out in funky areas. And they grow really long and pretty thick, and you can use that with your eyelash extensions. So if you just don't want to risk it, just keep using that while you have your eyelash extensions, so that when your extensions are removed, if that's what you choose to do, you're not going to go through a phase where you hardly have any lashes. So that leads me into how you would prepare for your appointment. Like I've said earlier, there are two different styles of lashes. You have a classic lash and a volume lash. Some volume lashes are made by the artist while you're in your appointment. And if that's the case, just know that the appointments typically run a little longer because they're making your individual customized fan. And then other volume lashes are pre-made, and there's nothing wrong with pre-made because it ends up staying open longer with you having to do less work. And the appointment can go a little faster, but some people have their preference and either one is okay. There's nothing wrong or one better than the other. It's just, what would you rather have more of? What would you rather have less of? Like, your preference. It's very simple. So you need to know what you're wanting. If you're not sure if you want classic or volume or a hybrid, which is a combination of the two, then you want to go ahead and scroll through Pinterest or scroll through Instagram and find a lot of eyelash extension pictures. So you don't have to know exactly what type of lash was used, but you want to know what you like and what you don't like, so that when you get to your appointment, we don't have to play a guessing game. You can show your lash artist your pictures, and your lash artist will be able to see just by looking at the picture what type of lash they used, whether it was hybrid, whether it was classic or volume, or even the diameter. Just by looking at the picture, we can tell if it was thicker or thinner, or the shape of the eyelash, because eyelashes have a common curve, and then they have tighter curls, and then they got a little funky curl. Most people don't use that, so we're not talking about it. So you want to be prepared with pictures of what you do and don't like. You also want to come in with clean lashes. You want to avoid wearing mascara, eyeliner, concealer, any makeup that's going on your eye makeup area. You want to take it off and thoroughly clean your lashes before you come into your appointment. That way your appointment doesn't have to be so long, because the more cleaning and prepping that your lash artist has to do, the longer your appointment's going to be. It is what it is, and nobody really wants to be laying down on the table with your eyes shut, unable to open them or move your head for 2 hours. It's just uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable if you're not used to it. So come in with clean lashes, come in with your pictures, knowing what you want, or at least something close to it, and your lash artist will have a conversation with you to narrow down what you want. And then also, I highly recommend that you empty your bladder beforehand. Try not to drink a lot of fluid, especially caffeine, because caffeine will make your cute little lashes flutter back and forth, and it becomes a challenge to your lash artist, because when I'm placing down a lash on your natural lash and it runs away and then it comes back and it runs, it's not fun. So just be kind to your lash artist and try to avoid caffeine consumption before your appointment. That's whether you're coming in for a full set or you're just coming in for a touch-up. Please, I hope you listen to this part and be nice to me. Be nice to your lash artist. Empty your bladder and don't drink or eat that caffeine. You also want to be in a nice mindset. Know that for your first appointment, where you're coming in to get your full set of lashes, that it is going to take some time. So you want to be patient with your lash artist, and know that you don't have to feel like you have to talk the whole time. By all means, if you want to, go ahead, talk, have a conversation with your lash artist. We love it. But then if you also wanted to just be your quiet time and zone out and not have to hear anything, just let us know and we can keep our mouth shut super easily. You can also feel free to make it a nap time, because that's also a great thing to do. No children around, no husband to take care of, nobody asking you to do things. You're just laying down, being pampered, getting to nap, and then waking up with a full set of gorgeous lashes. Yay! So that's all I need you to know about how to prepare for your lash appointment. Now let's talk about upkeep. Upkeep is pretty simple. So whether you're getting a full set or you're getting a lash fill, you want to avoid water for 24 hours and avoid steam for 48. So that means if you like taking your hot showers, you're gonna have to get pretty creative so that you're not risking how the glue is bonded to your lashes. And then after the no water, no steam time, you wanna make sure that you're cleaning your lashes every day. And it's very simple to clean your lashes. You can use, I forgot to pull you out. Here we go. You can use a kabuki brush that's itty bitty 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 tiny for like your eye area. I don't know what it's called. I'm sure there's a name for it. You can use that and swirl around on your lash line with an eyelash cleaner or a facial cleanser that doesn't have oils. Or you can use a spoolie mascara wand without mascara. And again, at the same thing, you want to work at the base of your lashes, back and forth gently, and then you brush them out and down. Same kind of motion if you're using that little miniature kabuki brush. You rinse them, and then you want to get a dry spoolie and just brush them. It's pretty simple. If you did get a volume set of lashes where the volume fans were made by your lash artist, you're gonna have to do a few more steps for the upkeep. Like, you really want to make sure like you blow dry your with the blow dry your lashes while you're brushing them, so that they can open back up and remain open and stay open for the life of your lash. But if you just got a regular volume set that's pre-made, you don't need to do that extra blow drying step. That's it. It's pretty simple. I highly recommend that you don't get lazy and choose to not clean your lashes every day, because then you're gonna have a lot of food build up for lash mites, and nobody really wants that. So that's all I have for you. If you have any questions, if you felt like I didn't cover something that you wanted to hear or you're just not too sure about, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. I check those things every day. And again, please help me out. Hit the thumbs up button, like this video, and subscribe. I'd love to have you part of my community, and I'll see you next Sunday.